Hey guys, how many of you enthusiastically fill out basketball brackets every March, only to have your picks busted by day 2 and wondering what exactly are the odds of getting every pick correct? Well, if that's the case, you're in luck, because that's exactly what we're going to cover next on this week's bonus session of Manly Moments.
Your pick lost.
Oh man, I knew I shouldn't have picked LIU Brooklyn to go all the way. Well, if I'm honest, every March my hopes are really high to get my picks correct. And I've always wondered, as a math lover, what exactly are the odds to get your picks correct? And how do you go about figuring this out in the first place? Well, that's why I'm excited today to have my friend and math expert, Elisha Rothenbush, join us today. How's it going, Elisha?
Hey, Robbie. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Elisha is a recent graduate from Purdue University with a degree in physics, and he's a whiz at figuring this kind of stuff out. Tell us a little bit about your history with math and physics.
Yeah, so growing up, math has always been my favorite subject, and so I continued that on to college and got a degree in physics and math, and I've been doing that ever since.
So it's my hope today you would show us what exactly are the odds of selecting a perfect bracket, and how do you go about figuring that out in the first place? Are you willing to do that?
Thought you'd never ask.
Let's do it.
Let's start by keeping things simple. If you had a 4-team tournament, then you'd have 2 possible outcomes for the winner on the first game and 2 possible outcomes for the winner on the second game. And then in the tournament, you'd have 2 possible outcomes for the winner of that. So in total, for a 4-team bracket, you'd have 8 possible outcomes. In the NCAA tournament, you have to guess correctly 63 games. And since every game has 2 possible outcomes, the odds of getting 1 game right is 1 in 2, and the next game is 1 in 2, and so on, all the way 63 times. So in total, our number would be 2 to the 63rd power. In fact, that number looks like 9.2 quintillion.
Well, that's not too bad of odds, is it?
Let me put it to you this way. 9.2 quintillion seconds would be the equivalent of 300 billion years. Let me put it to you another way. If you took every grain of sand from every beach and every desert in the entire world and put it in a giant bucket, that would be about 7.2 quintillion grains of sand. So you'd have better chances of picking the correct grain of sand than you would in making the perfect bracket.
Well, that's ridiculous. They don't even make buckets that big. Well, what about if you don't do a random guess, but you have a more educated guess?
Good point. If you know anything about basketball, then for instance, you know that a number 1 seed has never lost to a number 16 seed, and a number 2 seed has rarely lost to a number 15 seed, and so on. So with that into account, your odds do improve a little. But that only comes out to about 1 in 128 billion. Let me give you some perspective. You know that the odds of getting a tails on a coin flip is 1 in 2, and the odds of getting a snake eyes on a pair of dice is 1 in 36. Hitting a hole-in-one on a par 3, 1 in 2,500. Getting struck by lightning, about 1 in a million. Becoming president of the United States, about 1 in 10 million. The average oak tree has over 200,000 leaves on it. You'd have a better chance picking the winning leaf off of an entire forest than you would in picking a perfect educated bracket. You'd have a better chance at picking the correct blade of grass from an entire football field than picking an educated bracket.
Wow, those aren't very good odds.
When you consider that the average human head contains 100,000 individual hairs, you're talking about picking the correct strand of hair from the entire population of Dallas, Texas.
Does that count bald people too?
What I'm telling you is you got better odds being killed by a vending machine than you do in picking the perfect bracket. So, whether it's a 1 in 9.2 quintillion random guess, or a 1 in 128 billion educated guess, I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to say.
I do. So you're telling me there's a chance. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. In fact, leave a comment. I want to know, who did you pick to go all the way? And we'll see you next time for another installment of Manly Moments.